Day 2 of the NFL Combine is complete. Of course, day 1 was all quarterbacks and wide receivers. Day 2, pretty much all offensive linemen and running backs. Let's start with the running backs. 5 came out of the Pac-12 conference. That was the second most from any Power 5 conference in Indianapolis. I'll start with Zack Moss. I keep comparing him to Frank Gore. I think he's that smooth of a running back. Not going to wow you with his straight line speed. I thought he ran fine. I believe it was a 4.65 40-yard dash, but catching the ball out of the backfield with ease, all the running back drills, he looked healthy. And that was a big question mark for him coming into the Combine. I project him to be a guy that NFL teams fall in love with because they already love his tape and how physical he has been throughout his illustrious Utah career. How about a big-time career, Benjamin? This is somebody who, again, ran well enough, not known for his straight-line speed, but again, in the running back drills, catching out of the backfield, extremely smooth. Josh Kelley, though, the fastest among all of the Pac-12 backs in the 40-yard dash. 4.49 40. Obviously a great story. I think when you look at his size, how physical he plays, he's someone that will project into the National Football League. And then the guy who I was most excited about watching, was Salvon Ahmed at a UW. Since I saw him as a true freshman, he's always been the best athlete on the field. I thought he'd run a little bit better in the 40, but overall the athleticism that we got to know him for in Pac-12 conference play, we saw on the turf in Indy in the running back drills and, of course, catching the ball out of the backfield. Now, offensive line. You have to talk about Austin Jackson. He's the guy who's got first-round ability from the Pac-12 Conference in day 2 of the Combine. He ran a 1.73 in the first 10 yards of his 40-yard dash. You saw, obviously, how flexible he was during all the offensive lineman drills. And his story, you can't talk enough about it. Remember, in the preseason, he had a surgery where he donated his bone marrow to his sister. He wasn't really healthy until about midway through the season at full strength. And again, we're talking about upside in the NFL and the offensive line. It's got upside written all over Austin Jackson's game. Speaking of offensive lineman game, Trey Adams. Remember, a couple years ago, he was a projected top 10 draft pick. Had a lot of injuries, had to deal with it, fought back, battled back, had an impressive final season at UW. And I thought he did fine in terms of his athleticism, how he moved, how he bent. He'll find his way onto an NFL roster. Speaking of NFL rosters, the final offensive lineman I want to share about is Nick Harris at center. His athleticism, how he moved, how he got off the ball, that's what stood out the most. And as the NFL continues to shift to more athletic quarterbacks, move in the pocket more, you need a center that can get off the ball and block those interior defensive linemen. Nick Harris, to me, improved his draft stock tonight after his Combine performance. Speaking of the Combine, I got you covered all weekend long right here on the Pac-12 Networks.